I'm making every single meal that Bella, the main protagonist of Twilight, eats, and rating her diet and taste. Is she a gourmand, or is she a bit of a food gremlin? The 2008 film Twilight, that was originally a 50 Shades of Grey fanfiction, stirred the hormones of millions of teenage girls around the world. But what was the main protagonist eating while being groomed by a 300-year-old vampire? I'm going to go through the whole film and eat every single meal that Bella does. And we'll see if it gives me enough energy to play a round of supersonic baseball.
Alright, bring him in.
This film doesn't mess around and gets to the first meal within the first 8 minutes at the school canteen scene. Bella has a tray of what looks like a sandwich with wholemeal bread. You don't get to see the inside of it, but I'm going to assume it's something like turkey and lettuce, because it's a healthy choice, and if we know one thing about Miss Bella Swan, it's that she always makes healthy, responsible choices.
I'm the world's most dangerous predator. I'm designed to kill. I've killed people before. I wanted to kill you.
I trust you.
This sandwich is accompanied with a yogurt. She also has a packet of crisps or chips if you're American, and there's no clear answer on flavour, but on seeing Edward's reaction to her smell later on, it's probably something cheesy. Then there's a bottle of what looks like vitamin water or some sort of brightly coloured health drink. But before she has any of that, she takes a bit of Anna Kendrick's celery and talks into it like a microphone. Now, as basic as this meal is, I can't classify it as gremlin behaviour. It's a solid meal deal combo millions of people have every day, and it looks like she's got a good balance of things here. So it's not exactly the best choice, but it's not gremlin behaviour. So for this meal, it's a gourmand point. And only 5 more minutes into the film, we get our second meal. That's 2 meals in the first 15 minutes. It's a garden burger.
Let the girl eat her garden burger, Waylon?
This one was a bit more fun to make. I got a bit creative with the vegetarian bean burger, pepper, onions, spiced with sriracha and Cajun spices. Bella's version looks pretty dry, but god damn do those chips look good. Big, chunky, crispy fries. So I took some potatoes, chopped them lengthwise, and deep fried them to golden perfection. This meal was so good, I forgot to say anything else other than gourmand. There is a lot of food in this first half of the film, like this scene back in the cafeteria. You can't quite see what's in the bowl. It sort of looks like maybe some watermelon or a bit of strawberry, but this is your school lunch. It's supposed to fuel a long, exhausting day of adolescent pining. Within 30 minutes, we've got our third meal, and it's the worst one yet. Now, look, I'm not one to shit on healthy eating. It's good, it should be encouraged, but this has got to be depressing. It's a bowl of raw cauliflower, tomatoes, cucumber, baby corn, and lettuce, and a red apple that's been kicked into an Easter egg by Edward.
Edible art.
I'm sorry, but zero dressing and not even salt at this point? There is no one in the world that enjoys this dry-ass salad. No one. You can't convince me of that. Look at it. The tomato, fine. The cucumber, fine. Perfectly capable raw veggies. But raw cauliflower? Who is enjoying this? Who is enjoying this? Who's enjoying raw baby corn? Actually, that's not that bad. When they're at the beach, Bella can be seen tucking into some Twizzlers. And this is my first time trying this classic American sweet. I've never had a Twizzler before. These look great, right? They look delicious. I've seen these in American media my whole life, through cartoons, films, TV shows, and I've always wondered what they taste like. So here we go. You're having this first time eating on camera. Corn syrup, enriched wheat flour, sugar, cornstarch, and oil and E numbers. That's it. That explains the taste. Very waxy. Not that flavourful. Not great. weirdly Moorish. I imagine that's because of the E numbers. I didn't really enjoy the first one, but you want to give yourself a sweet treat here and there. You want a sweet now and then, fair enough. But these, gremlin behaviour. Meal 6 is just a green apple. Is this symbolic in contrast to the red apple from earlier? I'm not sure. Either way, it sort of balances out the choice to just have a Twizzler. So for me, it gets the gourmand point. Next, we have some actual decent looking food. Bella orders a mushroom ravioli.
One mushroom ravioli.
Which out of all of the dishes so far is the hardest to make and the most decadent. So I had a bit of fun making this and tried to make some really good, creamy, cheesy mushroom ravioli from scratch. Although I am starting to suspect that Bella doesn't actually have functioning taste buds, this one gets a gourmand point. Now meal 8 could have been something really amazing, but we'll never know. Bella visits the Cullens' home to find all of the more interesting characters cooking up a meal.
We're making Italiano for you.
You can see cheese, maybe pancetta or bacon. It looks like it's going to be the best meal of the entire film, lovingly prepared by a family of peacenik vampires, but Bella doesn't eat a single bite.
She already ate.
And fucks off to go swan about in the woods again with Edward. Look, I don't care if you've just had mushroom ravioli, this is gremlin behaviour and there's no excuse. This next meal really rubs salt in the wound. Her dad says it's a spinach salad.
I ordered you the spinach salad, I hope that's okay.
And it looks like it's topped with raw mushroom, raw tomato and raw onion. Bella seems to really like raw onion. And zero dressing, zero salt. It looks hella dry, it looks really bad, look. I'm trying to replicate these dishes as best as possible, and this is what this looks like. And what's worse about this is that she shames her dad for ordering the steak.
You should order one for yourself next time.
He works a really stressful job in law enforcement, and I'm pretty sure his buddy just got murdered. He's literally in mourning, and you want him to worry about cholesterol. Gremlin behaviour, massive, massive gremlin behaviour. But Bella does have one last meal before we finish the film, and it can be seen at the foot of her bed in the hospital.
No! How? I don't even know what you're saying. How? What are you talking about?
It looks like a tray of like fruit, biscuits, oranges, maybe to get her blood sugar up. There's nothing particularly wrong with this, right? You don't really get to choose the food you're given at hospitals. And this got me thinking, does Bella ever really make choices about her food? Her decisions often seem quite utilitarian and uninspired. She's blasé about condiments, she eats tasteless candy she finds in a van, and when presented with a menu, it seems like she just picks the first thing she sees. None of this is done with enthusiasm. In fact, it will take 3 more films before we see the first deliberate, impassioned decision that Bella makes about food. Is this an artful representation of Bella's depression and single-minded longing, expertly crafted by the filmmakers? Perhaps a subtle indication of her true destiny? Or is it simply that they put whatever they had to hand in front of Kristen Stewart and gave her absolutely no direction? I'll let you decide. But I think, dear viewer, that before Bella Swan became a vampire, she was already a food gremlin.